Hello all again. So we're going to cook today some lentil soup, Mexican style, lentejas a la mexicana. Okay. So we're going to need 1 pound of dry lentils. It doesn't have to be this brand, but any brand, any inexpensive brand that you can find, as long as they look nice and clean, decent size, and they look pretty nice and pretty clean. Okay, 1 pound, and we're going to need 3 garlic cloves to boil them, to cook them first, okay? And to season them, we're going to need 5 tomatoes, as mature and red as you can find, 3/4 of a small onion, 2 serrano peppers, but if you don't want it spicy, you can only use like a half, and it's more to give a flavor, the Mexican flavor. 2 garlic cloves. Obviously, we're going to need salt. Doesn't have to be this brand, but salt. And chicken bouillon. We need 2 teaspoons of chicken bouillon. We need a pot to boil the lentils, okay, to cook them. And we're going to need a little bit, like a 1 tablespoon of cooking oil. It can be vegetable oil, it can be olive oil, it can be any oil you want. If you want to use olive oil, it doesn't have to be this brand, but I like this brand. It's inexpensive and it's a good oil. Okay, so whatever oil you want. All right, so we have the list of ingredients, and okay, first of all, we're going to cook the lentils, and for this, we're going to need to put the lentils to boil in a nice big size or nice size of a pan or a pot. Actually, it's a pot. I'm sorry. So well, okay. So I'm going to rinse them here with cold water. These are going to take like maybe an hour to cook, to get nice and soft. All right. So after rinsing the lentils very nice, and we're going to add 6 cups of water, and we're going to add 1 tablespoon of olive oil. Okay, my mom always cook it with olive oil. So now we're going to bring it to the stove and boil them for about 45 minutes to an hour. I'll let you know when to add the salt. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and bring them to a boil, and we'll be back. In the meantime, we're going to chop the onions, the tomatoes, and the peppers. Okay. All right, we have the onions right there. And now we're going to chop the tomatoes. Okay. So, all right. Oh, very important. Don't forget to remove the little button. In Spanish, we call it pedúnculo. Oh, I need to find out how you call it in English, but the belly button. So we're going to remove it. Don't forget to remove it, okay? I'll be back. Okay, now we're going to dice the peppers. Okay, we're going to cut them nice and small, or a little large, whatever you want. But I'm going to chop them just nice and small. And if, like I said, if you don't want to use 2, it's okay. You can use just half of a small one, or a small one. Sometimes they are smaller than this. So whatever you want, as spicy as you want them. But I will recommend to use to add some pepper. Rather is the serrano pepper or the jalapeno pepper, whichever you want, whichever you feel like you like better or you like the most. I like to use serrano because my husband likes serrano pepper, so I'll use serrano. And like I said, I highly recommend to use some kind of pepper, so that way it gives the Mexican flavor, the Mexican touch. Okay, so because we're going to make our lentejas a la mexicana, so we definitely need some spiciness. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and dice these chiles. Okay, be back. This is how I dice them. I leave the little tail, okay, and I just cut them in half like this, and another half. Very important. I noticed that some of my friends, they are allergic to chili, whatever thing the chili makes them allergic. So if you want to use gloves, more than welcome to use gloves. I'm not allergic, so I don't use the gloves. I just have to be very careful and chop them as small as I would like. Okay, and it's going to be like that. All right, perfect. So I have one, and going to chop the other one. It smells a little spicy, so I'm probably going to just use one just to be on the safe side. Okay, I like spicy, my husband likes spicy, but my children don't really. So after that, after the chili, we're going to dice the garlic cloves. Okay, 2 garlic cloves as well. And wait for the lentils to be nice and soft. Alright, okay, so we're going to check the lentils on their just yeah, they still get hard, so we're going to add some more hot water and let it boil for another 20 minutes, and then we'll check them after 20 minutes. Okay, alright, so now we have the water already hot. Let's go ahead and add maybe a couple of cups. Soft, so we can finish cooking them. There you go. They're nice and soft. So what we're going to do now is we're going to remove the onion and the garlic. Okay. At this point, we're going to add the salt. And salt is going to be to your liking. 3 teaspoons of salt. We stir it and let it keep boiling. What I'm going to do is I'm going to move it to the back burner and let it keep boiling. So we're going to use a separate pan, just a small pan. It doesn't have to be anything super big or super fancy. So, okay, bring it to the stove, and we're going to add 2 tablespoons of olive oil. And what we're going to do, we're going to grill a little bit the if you want to add just 1 tablespoon, that's fine. If you want to add 2, that's fine. We're going to let it get hot a little bit. Okay, it seems like the oil is ready, so So let's put a little piece of onion just to make sure that it's nice and hot. Remember, the olive oil, you don't have to let it get super hot, okay? It's great. So let's go ahead and add the onions. Just the onions for now. And make sure don't burn yourself. We're going to wait until the onion gets a little bit like translucent. It's in the white color. It's looking a little transparent, a little translucent. So at this point, we're going to go ahead and add the garlic. Okay, there you go. We have garlic. Wait for the peppers. Make sure that we stir it, we move it so nothing gets burned, because the garlic gets burned pretty easy. So just make sure that you put the onion first and then the garlic. Okay. Okay. Perfect. So look how it's looking. It's looking pretty nice. It looks like that. It's not too super overcooked and it's not too raw. This is the perfect way we want it. And we're going to add the chilies. Okay, rather is the jalapeno, the serrano peppers as I did. We're going to add them, and at this point it's going to smell a little spicy. So just be careful, okay? And we're going to lower the flame a little bit so we don't burn anything. Perfect. Move it constantly so nothing gets burnt. Watch out with the jumping ones, because the water, the content of water in the chilies, on the peppers, it will make make them jump. Okay, so there you go. So look, it's gold. It's looking nice and gold. Okay, this is the point where we're going to add the tomato. I like to put them on the side a little bit. Move them to the side a little bit and kind of drain the oil a little bit. Okay, and then where the oil is, I add the tomatoes. As you know, I don't like to clean the stove, so I don't like to make it dirty. I lower the flame just to make sure that nothing is jumping like crazy. So we add the tomatoes, diced tomatoes. Now this pan might be a little small, but it will do the job. What I remember is when I was young and we started our family, we don't have big pans or big pots and stuff. So little by little, I was getting some more. And this pan is the everyday one, so it's well used. I'm going to bring the flame a little bit higher, or maybe to 9 or close to the highest one. And I'm going to let the tomatoes cook for a little bit, okay? Make sure it's going to get nice and cooked. And you see I have the other one, the chilies and the onion here on the side, okay? Okay, let's move it a little bit. And also watching the lentils, okay? So they don't get burned. So this is looking a little cooked. It's still waiting for a little bit more, okay? Maybe another minute or so. So then we can just mix it with the onion and the chilies and all that stuff, okay? All the good stuff. Nice, nice, nice. Looking very, very nice. Look at this. And the smell. Okay, now it's time to mix the onions with the chilies and the tomato. The peppers, the onions, and the tomato, we're going to mix them. Okay. And we're going to add a little bit of thyme. So I'm going to add a little bit of thyme, okay? Dry, fresh, whatever you have. If it's dry, you're going to add like, let's make it easy and put it in there. It's like a half teaspoon, okay? What I like to do is I like to crush it in my hands like this. Okay, you can crush it, you can, it smells good. You can crush it, you can use I don't know, something to break it. Okay, at this point, this thing is looking good. It's nice and cooked, as you can see. Okay, let's just season it for another minute, maybe 30 seconds. All right, turn the flame off, and now we're going to add it to our pot. I turned off the wrong one. Yeah, I turned off the wrong one, so I'm gonna bring it back in to the front. All right, and that's it. And that is going to be it. If you want it a little bit more liquidy, you can add another cup of water, warm water. Remember, we always add warm water, never cold water, okay? I'm just going to add a little bit here in the pan so I can remove all the flavors. Put it to warm. And make sure that we get all the all the flavors from the pan. We're not going to waste anything. Get everything out of the pan. See, everything that stays on the walls. We're just going to make sure to grab it with water. Put the water and then keep stirring your lentils. Bring the flame medium low. Okay, and keep stirring, 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 and we have this done. Okay, we got all the flavors right there, and put them back in the pot. There you go. For my taste, I'm going to add a little bit more of hot water. Okay, so I'm gonna put some water to warm up. It's going to be like 1 more cup because it's going to get a little thicker. Some people like it thick, some other people don't like it so thick. And to me, it just needs a little bit more of water. Okay. Perfect flavor. Perfect flavor. Not spicy, but it has the flavor of the chilies. Right, and that's it. That's how we cook lentils, Mexican style. This Mexican's mom style. Okay, many other people have their own way to cook it, but this is my way to make the Mexican ones. All right. Okay. Hope you guys enjoy. Goodbye.